Welcome back to another episode of that Stay Off My Grass podcast. You got your boy, Suns fan Randy in the building, man. And listen, man, I'm gonna get straight to it. You know what I'm saying? It's been a minute. It's nice to see y'all. I'm back. Season, we almost there, baby. But listen, man, I'm gonna get straight to it, dog. So I've been seeing a lot, hearing a lot. You know what I'm saying? Witnessing a lot, or whatever the case may be. Just the DeAndre Ayton trade rumors and just all the stuff that's just going on amongst like the Phoenix Suns, and I got a couple little things I can chime in, or that I want to give my opinion, give my, you know what I'm saying, my little 2 cents on, or just to give a little bit of context to. So let's just kick it off the rip. If that's why you hear the Aiton versus the Nurkic trade rumors. Do I support it? Do I want it? Whatever the case may be. And my thing is, if it's a straight up for Nurkic, no. You know what I'm saying? If that's what it is, straight up, absolutely not. And to elaborate on that a little bit more, like to be completely honest with you, I don't think like I don't think that it's a good trade right now for a couple of reasons. One is we don't need Nurkic right now. You know what I'm saying? Like to be completely honest, we would only need Nurkic honestly, um, from April to June. Like that's realistic. That's just what it is. Like you know what I'm saying? We don't need what Nurkic brings to the table for 82 games. That's just my personal opinion on it. That's just how I feel about the situation. Granted, we don't know what DeAndre Ayton's going to bring through 82 games, but I think that he can bring. We already know what we getting with when we trade for him. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, we don't need that for all 82 games, and that's how I just feel about it. So I think that I'm not opposed to trading Ayton. Like I said, I'm not an Ayton fan, not an Ayton stan, or whatever the case may be. I'm not opposed to trading Ayton, but just not right now. You know what I'm saying? It's just not the time. It's not, you know what I'm saying? It's like, let's see what he do. Let's see how it roll out, like how he playing in the offense and how he playing on defense, stuff like that. Like I say up until about February, up until about the deadline. Let's just see what he look like, see what he talking about. You know what I'm saying? And then let's make that decision. Cause like I said, I feel like, yeah, there's some positives that Nurkic bring to the table because all we really need him to do, like, let's be surgical, let's be real. All we really need him to do is grab boards and set hard screens. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's really all we need him to do. And we need somebody that's going to body up and not get bullied in the post by the Joker. That's just the fact of the matter. That's the whole reason why we're trading for him is just somebody that we think is not going to get bullied by Joker in the post. That's just essentially what it is, right? And so that brings me back to Ayton and just like all the stuff that I've been seeing about Ayton and everybody just kind of like, I want to say it's I feel like it's like an 80-20, like let's make the deal. Like, you know what I'm saying? My thing is if we can get some other pieces, like if we can add a TJ McConnell or like somebody else to the deal, then it's like, okay, cool, he could go. You know what I'm saying? In that aspect, if we can get 2-3 pieces back, or you know what I'm saying? Like, all right, cool. Like some other wing depth, okay, cool. We can do that. But just straight up, nah. But like I said, I feel like it's an 80-20 just amongst Suns fans on DeAndre Ayton trade. And this is just my how I feel about it because I feel like as Suns fans, like I feel like we're easy, not easy, but like I feel like we're scapegoat. We've been scapegoating Ayton for a long ass time. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think it's fair. And I'm here to give context is if we forgot. Because I feel like the real reason why everybody is so against Ayton is because honestly, this is you can take it how you want to take it. Is we love Suns fans love Monty so much that we won't call him out on the stuff, so we blame Ayton. And that's just every team in general. Every team, every championship team, every team in general has a scapegoat on the team. So it's regardless, like it's inevitable. Like somebody's gonna be the reason why we lose, somebody's gonna be the reason why X, Y, and Z, even if it's their fault or not necessarily their fault. Like a scapegoat to a team is going to happen. So it's just like that's just let's just nip that in the bud. Like, regardless if Aiden was playing good, if you know what I'm saying, whatever the case may be, somebody's gonna get scapegoated, and it wasn't gonna be CP3. It's not gonna be Devin Booker. And we, for whatever reason, Suns fans love Monty Williams too much. So it's just like, who else can we blame? The number one overall pick. And so I just want to talk about and break down the narrative of DeAndre Ayton. Because like I feel like the narrative of him being lazy or just him just like not being motivated, his motor, I don't think that is necessarily fair to him. Because I feel like, to be completely honest, all right, like let's sit down, let's get surgical about DeAndre Ayton for a second. Like, let's get surgical. When we drafted him, right? When we drafted him first, his rookie season, then the nigga utter their lips to fix their lips to say DeAndre Ayton motor was bad. And then nobody say he was lazy. It was other little complaints here and there, like, okay, like he getting bullied or whatever the case may be because he not strong enough yet or whatever the case may be. But nobody fixed their lips to say DeAndre Ayton is lazy and his motor is bad, whatever the case may be. Everybody still loved him. They was like, oh, he good energy, whatever the case may be. Cool. Second year, you know what I'm saying? We get what we get? Ricky Rubio come. Nobody fixed their lips to say, oh, DeAndre Ayton is like, oh, his motor is bad. He's lazy and da-da-da. He was still, DeAndre Ayton was still getting his touches. He was averaging whatever he was averaging, was looking real promising on an upward trajectory. He got in trouble. I think he got suspended for however many games, whatever the case may be. So that was mainly what people's main gripe was that him getting suspended for taking steroids or whatever he did. And that was just his narrative at the time. But it wasn't like, oh, damn. It wasn't like, oh, we actually questioned his play on the court. Only thing people actually questioned or like had real deal debates or like whatever about was about him finishing at the rim. Like niggas wanted him to dunk the ball more than lay it up. And honestly, I could care less. Like his game looked good. He still was looking like a little bit too small, but he was figuring it out. He was getting the defensive down. He was adding stuff to his game. And like every offseason, so and you could visibly see it. He was becoming like who we kind of needed him to be at that time, right? So boom, we get Monty, whatever the case may be. Still, nobody, we go into the, you know what I'm saying, the bubble season. Nobody is saying absolutely nothing about Ayton and his motor. He get in trouble about the COVID, missing the COVID test, whatever the case may be. Everybody mad. Nobody is questioning this man's motor. Like absolutely no, nobody is questioning this man's motor, his laziness, whatever. Absolutely nobody is saying that. Okay, cool. Boom, we make the finals run, right? We make the finals run 2021, should go crazy. Everybody love it. And like that's when it started to arise a little bit. They like people start complaining, like, oh, like you the number one pick and you not doing X, Y, and Z. But I feel like that's more skill based. Like we didn't see a game where he actually dominated, right? And I feel like that's more like what's in his like tool set opposed to like his motor. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense. It wasn't like, oh, like you letting Anthony Davis cook you or like Joe, he did a hell. Didn't nobody say shit then. Didn't nobody didn't nobody say shit then. You know what I'm saying? He was guarding AD, was doing the best he could. Like during that 2021 run, nobody said it was just like the little mismatches and shit like that where he couldn't was or like didn't have the skills to dominate or whatever in the paint. Like that was it. But it wasn't like, oh, like you know what I'm saying? Whatever, cool. 2022, same shit, 64 wins. Nobody, that's when it starts the rumblings of like, okay, we want the Bam and we just need you to take over games. But like I said, it's not necessarily motor because he balled out against, you know what I'm saying? Whenever we needed DeAndre Ayton, he's always shown up. And like I said, I'm not saying this as a DeAndre Ayton fan, stan, whatever the case may be. I'm a Phoenix Suns fan. At the end of the day, he can go, stay, whatever. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I just have to give context to the situation because I feel like Suns fans have taken this little clip of DeAndre Ayton not grabbing that board against Denver and literally applied it to his whole career. And I feel like that's not fair. That's not because to get surgical, the point I'm trying to make here, the point I'm trying to bring it in is that every single season, right? Or once we actually after the bubble season, right? Every single season, DeAndre Ayton has always been about team, and he's always been asked to do something different every single season, right? Especially once Chris Paul got here, what he was asked to do damn near per series was different. And he was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to do it for the team. I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. Y'all need me to grab boards. Y'all need me to set, like, I'm here. Y'all need me to be the defensive anchor. Y'all need me to guard Giannis. I'm here. I'm trying to do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready, willing, and able, regardless if I don't think that this is the best idea. We want the bench because, like I said, I feel like what's not getting taken under consideration is a human aspect and also that DeAndre Ayton's IQ. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like DeAndre Ayton actually has like a good basketball IQ, whether if you want to believe it or not, if he's lazy to you, whatever. He actually has a good basketball IQ of the game. So boom. And so what I'm saying that to say is that every single season, right? When Ricky Rubio was here, right? When Ricky Rubio was here, he was asked to score 20 points a game, do X, Y, and Z, and hold it down on defense. Okay, cool. Chris Paul come. It's like, all right, we don't necessarily need you to score, but we just need you to lock shit down on defense. We need you to grab boards. So we need you to, you know what I'm saying, do X, Y, and Z, set hard screens to get me and Book open. The offense wasn't for you. Okay, cool. And so shit was smooth. And then the 64 game season come, right? The 64 win season come, right? And DeAndre Ayton up until this point has literally bought into the team. Like we've sold him on, okay, you play it, we do everything as a team. You do this, you make the sacrifices for the team so we can win. And we was seeing it. He was making sacrifices. He wasn't getting as much touches. He wasn't doing X, Y, and Z. He wasn't the, you know what I'm saying, the you know what I'm saying, like the guy on the highest pedestal, but he was literally doing shit to like if we don't have DeAndre Ayton, we don't win these games. You know what I'm saying? And that even applies to this day because it's just like if you go back to that Denver series, that's 2 games, whatever games that he sat out or whatever the case may be, where he wasn't trying. I'll dive into that a little bit later. Like we look terrible. But listen, I'm saying all of that to say is that DeAndre Ayton made all the sacrifices. He bought into the team, and then the team essentially ended up fucking him. And what I'm saying that to say is that he did all of that. We went to the finals, whatever. He was like, all right, I'm all about the team, and I'm gonna play my part, do whatever y'all need me to do. And then y'all started to play with this man's money, right? Then it's like, okay, cool. And that's when the human aspect of it come in, where I feel like everybody's just kind of like they don't understand like why the fuck he's pouting or why the fuck he's mad or why the fuck X, Y, and Z is just like he was sold a narrative like, okay, if I do everything that y'all tell me to do for us to win, which worked, right? That they would pay him. And it, and it, you know what I'm saying? They told him that in advance. Like, okay, like you're gonna get that max contract. All you need to do is just do this, that, and the third, and get this shit going. Because you could see the shift after the 2021 season, and he didn't get that contract, right? Chris Paul went out there like, okay, we trying to get DeAndre Ayton paid and all this other shit, right? And after that shit didn't happen, right? His numbers started going down, his points or whatever. And then they didn't give him that. He played a whole season and he didn't get the contract, right? Then it's like, okay, shit hit a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? And that's just anybody. That's just gonna happen to anybody. And then on top of that, you couple that with being asked to do something different every night that you necessarily do not agree with. You know what I'm saying? Because every night we didn't need DeAndre Ayton to score 20 points. Every night we didn't need, you know what I'm saying, DA to, you know what I'm saying, do whatever. Every night it was different. It looked different from, you know what I'm saying? It looked different, especially this last season with the injuries and people in and out the lineup and all this other shit. And the thing about basketball is that like when you don't use something, you lose it, if that makes sense. Like if DeAndre Ayton's been going 2 seasons without using his offensive toolkit and getting in his bag for real, like when that season come around, like when they say, okay, like now we actually need you to dig into that, it's like, damn, dog, like I can't do it no more like I used to do it. You know what I'm saying? If you don't believe it, go back to some of the people that you might have watched or seen in high school where it's just like, yeah, in high school, they was this kind of player, they had a crazy bag, they was a bucket, and now they get into the league and now they a fucking 3-and-D specialist. Now all of a sudden, like they one of the best defenders in the league type shit. You see what I'm saying? Like it happens all the time. But like I said, I feel like the context of Ayton matters. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what I'm saying. And I feel like it's more of like you got to pay attention to like what was actually going on at the time and like realize like the reality of the situation opposed to just doing the lazy narrative like, oh, he lazy and you just defining him by that clip from the fucking Nuggets. And let's be real, let's be surgical. Okay, cool. Realistically, right? When DeAndre Ayton, like when it comes to rebounding, right? Because I feel like a lot of people complain about his motor and shit like that. And I feel like when they say that, they're really talking about his rebounding. And when I when I think about his rebounding, like let's think about it. DeAndre Ayton, right, is a 7-footer, right? When we played against, when we played against, let's go for example, New Orleans, right? He's battling Valanciunas and Jackson Hayes and Larry Nance Jr., you know what I'm saying, or whatever the case may be, on a nightly basis, trying to fight 2 people, right, to get a board. 2 7-footers or 2 niggas that's 6'10 and up to get boards. And he's the sole, like, we look to him to solely get boards, and he has to fight 2 people every night to get boards. When you go back to the Nuggets series, he got to fight Aaron Gordon and Joker and Bruce Brown that's going to crash. That's 3 people that DeAndre Ayton is responsible to box out while still being the help defense. But niggas want DeAndre Ayton to average 30 rebounds. If it was up to them, it's like, oh man, like you lead a game with only single digit defense rebounds or whatever. And it's like the reality situation is DeAndre Ayton is literally the sole, like if he don't grab boards or if he don't set it up for somebody else to get a board, then you know what I'm saying? Like we don't get rebounds. That's just that's just CP3 is not crashing. Book is not crashing. You know what I'm saying? Josh Okolie only crashed for whatever strange reason on offense. Torrey Craig wasn't grabbing no rebounds. Jay Crowder, like who else is grabbing rebounds? If anybody, if anybody else can answer that, you know what I'm saying? Like who else is helping DeAndre Ayton on the glass while he's still being held to being like, okay, you still have to, whenever somebody blow past CP3 or somebody, like you still got to be the help defender. You know what I'm saying? Like we look back at that Maverick series, like, and I feel like a lot of people was looking at, like, I feel like with DA, like nobody can really tell me a series where we lost because of DeAndre Ayton. Outside of maybe, like, you can make the case for maybe Milwaukee, but that's fucking Giannis. You know what I'm saying? But like, somebody name me a series where we lost because of DeAndre Ayton. Outside of Milwaukee and this new shit where he just gave up in Denver. You know what I'm saying? Like, name a series where we lost because of DeAndre Ayton. I'll wait. Because against the Mavericks, my nigga, that was all CP3 and that was all Book. But nobody is gonna say that. Nobody's gonna say that. You know what I'm saying? Like CP3 was absolutely getting cooked, and we made no adjustments. Luka was blowing by him every single time, and he got to fight Powell and fucking and Kleba, and they had like who else? Dorian Finney-Smith. They was all crashing the glass, and he's responsible for boxing everybody out and grabbing the board and still being held defense. It's unrealistic, dog. It's just that's what I'm saying. The context matters with Ayton. But like I said, I don't care if he get traded or not. Like I'm not like I said, I'm not saying this to defend Ayton. I'm just saying this to give context. That's all I'm saying this for. But another little thing I want to touch upon. This is just like I guess another wild take from Randy, but we got a new season coming up. We got a new offense coming up. And I'm actually like, I had my reservations about it. I was like, I don't know how I feel about Point Book. I don't know how I feel about Bradley Beal running the point. But I feel like honestly, in my heart, I feel like this team has a potential to be like a new trend-setting kind of team. You know what I mean? Like a team where like the 7 seconds or less Suns, where it's just like this can shake up the league by essentially just getting rid of the point guard position. You know what I'm saying? Because that's essentially what we're doing. Is we're getting rid of the whole point guard position, and now we just got, you know what I'm saying, stars or people that can score running point. So we're essentially getting rid of that, and then we're running, like I said, it's if done right, if Frank Vogel do this right, if we can win a chip with this, I feel like the league definitely try to model itself after what we got going on right now. Where it's just like we just essentially just got rid of the point guard, just got all buckets in there, and we got wing defenders. We got dudes that's long that could, you know what I'm saying? So that's just my personal. I think it could be a trend setting thing. But yeah, man. But I'm gonna get out of here, man. Like I said, I just wanted to let my piece be known about the DeAndre Ayton thing. And so, but till next time, man. Peace.